Next, we're going to set up the in-app purchases inside iTunes Connect, and we're also going to set it up inside Xcode. So after you've saved your information, including your icons and your screenshots, and you've saved it, you're going to come back to your app here inside iTunes Connect, and you're going to click on the Manage In-App Purchases button. Now, no in-app purchases are set up yet, so we're going to create a new one. For this app, we're going to create a consumable app. Basically, what a consumable app is that every time the user wants to use it, they have to buy it again. So in our app, there's coins to be purchased. So every time they want to purchase coins, they have to do it. They have to buy it every time. So it's considered a consumable app. And just for reference, a non-consumable app is something like unlocking levels or unlocking characters or removing ads. Once they pay once, they don't have to pay again. So click on consumable. Now we're going to fill out the information here. Let's go back to the documentation real quick first up. And you'll see that there's 6 different in-app purchases. And there's it ranges from 1,000 coins all the way up to 200,000 coins. You can change this value to whatever you'd like. And then up here are the existing in-app purchase IDs. So we want to, for the original code, he's named his, coin packs, like some coins, many coins, plenty of coins, very many coins. Your other option is to just name them by how many coins. So like 1,000 coins, 3,200 coins, 8,000 coins. And I'll show you what I mean inside iTunes Connect. So let's go back to iTunes Connect. The reference name is going to be the name that's going to appear in your iTunes sales report. So when you check your daily sales report, you want to know if anyone purchased an in-app purchase from your slot app, it's going to show this name. So you don't want to just name it like 1,000 coins because that's going to be too general if you have 2 or 3 different reskins of this slot app. You want to name it something more specific. So in my case, I'm going to name this one Classic Slots 1,000 Coins. So when I see my sales report every day, if I see this, then I'll know that someone purchased the 1,000 coin in-app purchase. The product ID is going to be like the bundle ID we created, but this is going to be just for the in-app purchases. And the documentation, again, the original ID was set up like this. So he had net dot, it can be net dot or com dot, his name, and then the name of the game, and then what the pack was. So for this one, I'm gonna create, let's see, com dot, and then you can see I've created some other ones in the past. So I'm just gonna go classic slots dot 1,000 coins. So I'm not gonna name mine by like pack names. I'm just going to name mine by the value. So you can do whatever you choose. It doesn't really matter, but for me, I just like to do it like this. Pricing and availability, clear for sale is going to be yes. Pricing tier, select the price you want to set 1,000 coins at. So I think the original was, I'm not sure. I'll have to refer to the actual game to know, but you can just choose the pricing tier that you want. Scroll on down, and then you have to add a language. You have to add at least one language. You can add more if you want it to translate to other languages. So we're going to have English. The display name is going to be the name that users will see when they want to purchase the in-app purchase. So for example, when they go to your in-app purchase page and then they click on the 1,000 coin in-app purchase, it will have a pop-up and it'll say, do you want to purchase one blank? And that blank is going to be the display name. So if if I type in 1,000 coins, it'll show, do you want to purchase one 1,000 coin purchase, something, or in-app purchase? Or if I do it by name, like some coins, it'll say, do you want to purchase one some coins in-app purchase? And also this name is going to be the name that appears in iTunes, the App Store. So when you view an app and it shows like the top in-app purchases, it's going to show this display name. So be aware of that. So I'm just going to name mine 1,000 coins. And the description is just for the reviewer. Just describe what it does. So buy 1,000 coins. And then click save. Review notes, again, if you need to explain your in-app purchase more, you can type it here. Most of the time, you're not going to need to add anything. And then down here, you're going to need to add a screenshot for this in-app purchase. Since we don't have a screenshot now, we're going to add it in later. So what you can do now is just click the save button, and then later on, I'm going to show you how to get the screenshots once we set up all these in-app purchases. We have our very first in-app purchase set up. So now what we want to do is we want to take the product ID that we created and add it into Xcode. And before we do that, you can see here that the status shows that it's still waiting for a screenshot. So we need a screenshot before we upload our app to Apple so that they can review our in-app purchase. And I'm going to show you how to do all that in a later video. But first, we're going to get our product ID. And if it's too long and you can't see on that screen, you can click on it and then come over and copy and paste. And then we're going to go and find out where it is in the code, where the in-app purchases are that we need to replace. So if I come to the documentation here, this is the in-app purchase section. What I want to do is I'm going to just type in, let's say, I'm just going to type in, let's say IAP1. Let's try that and see if we can find out where the in-app purchases are. So I'm going to type in IAP1. All right, and so here's my search results, and I'm going to come down. It looks like it's down here in the configure.h file because I see some another product ID, same one that I saw in the documentation. And again, this file should be very familiar with you because this is where we change the app IDs or the ad IDs and also change the frequency of our ads. So up here are the in-app purchases. Now, I have the very first one set up, and you can see down here below, the first one is set at 1,000 coins. If you want to change that value, you certainly can. Up here is where we're going to paste the code that I copied. So I'm going to highlight the old product ID between the quotation marks, and I'm just going to copy or paste it, which is Command V. And I have just now added an in-app purchase to my game. Next, what you want to do is you want to go back to iTunes Connect and you want to add an in-app purchase for the other 5. So follow the same steps that I showed you, and then once you have the product ID, come back over here and paste it in the appropriate spot. Before we finish this lesson, I wanted to show you one last thing. Now, sometimes you might make a mistake when creating your in-app purchase and you want to go back and change it. So I want to show you what you are able to change and what you are not. So we're back in iTunes Connect, and I'm going to click on the reference name for this in-app purchase. And then I'm going to click on the edit button here. And then you can see that you are able to change the reference name. Again, that's the name that's going to show up in your iTunes sales report. And then you can change the price and then the effective date and when it's going to end. Usually it's just going to be now until none. But you're not able to change the product ID. If for some reason you want to change the product ID, you will have to delete this in-app purchase and then create one from scratch again. Now down here, if you want to change the display name, you can. But if you click on the in-app purchase details, let's look at that. You can see that you're not able to change the display name there. Here, you can add the screenshot for review. So later on, when we add the screenshots, we're going to need to come back here and do it. If you want to change the display name, you just want to click on the display name down below, and then you can change the name that you want to appear, and then you can change the description.